Warfare. So Warfare is the new Will Poulter film starring Will Poulter. It is directed by two people. One, Ray Mendoza, and two, Alex Garland. The Alex Garland of Civil War and Ex Machina. So, interesting. He literally had a film out last year, and now he's got another film out. That's awesome. Will Poulter was recently in Death of a Unicorn. He was probably the best thing in that, and he's very good in this as well. So, what is this film about? Warfare. There you go. That's what it's about. Warfare is. I'm going to read the synopsis on Spotify. I hope you don't mind. So, a platoon of Navy SEALs embark on a dangerous mission in Ramadi, Iraq, with the chaos and brotherhood of war retold through their memories of the event. So, that's quite a weird synopsis because it makes it sound as if you've got people reminiscing about the event, but the film is just the event. There's no like, oh, I remember when I was in warfare. And it's not like that at all. It's just the event. But what do I think of this film? I've got a couple of things to say about this film. Number one, I've never been in a war in my life. Never been there. Yet I feel like I can safely say this is the most realistic war film that I've ever seen. It just feels so real. Feels so... What's the word? Everything seems to be working the way that I'd assume it would work in a war like this. So it's a small group of Navy SEALs. They basically sort of force their way into a house in the middle of the night. They sort of put the family who are living in this house in one room, sort of lock them up, and then they basically spy through a window, just looking for suspicious people across the road, guns, that sort of stuff. I guess they're looking to sort of identify someone, or it's just one of those things that I guess this happens all the time, where it's like, yeah, we've got our army sort of dotted all around, so let's put a group here, a team here, and we just got to sort of all relay information to each other, so we've got a good picture of what's happening in the area in terms of guns, in terms of suspicious people. So yeah, they're really just in this room, and they're waiting around, and they're sweating, and it's hot, and they're just looking through the scopes of their guns for hours and hours and hours on end. Like at one point, he's just got to get up and stretch, and it's just that. It's like sort of methodical, everyday life of a soldier, and yeah, it doesn't really ever get into like the politics of it, really. Like you'd think, oh, them sort of breaking into a family's house in the middle of the night and sequestering the family against their will in a room would make the army, the Navy SEALs seem unsympathetic, and like the film might have a very specific angle from what it's looking at. It's sort of anti-army, but it's not. They just seem to be just doing their job. Really, is what they're doing, and it's kind of hypnotic to watch. It's kind of just, damn, these are just sort of relatively young guys. They look like they're all in their early 20s, or maybe sort of 30s. They could think one or two could be in their 30s, but for the most part, they all look really young. They just go in there and they methodically seem to do all the right things. They get the family locked up safely, and then they're just there, laying down on like a bunch of cushions, looking through their rifle, and I guess they're just spying, and they just look a bit bored, if I'm honest with you. There's no real heroes or villains in this film. And then when it does go to shit, when they get found out to be in this house, and like they're getting rained down with bullets and grenades and stuff, and people are getting hurt, it's just all the more sort of like, Jesus, like how prepared is anybody, even the Navy SEALs, how prepared are they actually for getting shot at, like a human being getting shot at with other guns? It's just scary for any human beings. It doesn't matter how much you've trained. And so, yeah, it turns into a really bad situation where they're stuck in this house. They're asking for help from like other Navy SEALs, but they can't quite get there in time. And when they do get there, it's even more hell on earth outside. So they've got to, like, the tanks explode and stuff, and they've got to go back into the house again, and someone's really, really hurt. Their legs seem to, like, they're probably going to need to be amputated. And just like, yeah, there's no heroic moment, there's no over dramatic moment, there's no proper like villainization of the local people in Iraq shooting. That they obviously just like, hey, there's people who have locked up a family in this house and they're our enemies. We've got to shoot them. And the American Navy SEALs are just stuck in this house and they're sweating and they're hot and they don't quite know what they're meant to do, and they don't want to go outside and get shot, even though you presume as Navy SEALs they're supposed to be like the bravest people, run out there and like be able to snipe everyone down. But it's not like that at all. It's just this, it starts off like relatively mundane. Like they break into the house and then they wait for ages. They wait for like, I feel like it's a half an hour long scene in the movie where they're just sort of waiting, stretching their back, sort of just writing down mundane details like, oh, guy in red top walks down the road, could be suspicious. They just kept jotting everything down. One guy wanting sort of chew tobacco or whatever that thing is that people do. And yeah, it's just this mundane kind of step by step what we have to do in the Navy SEALs, not exciting until it's not mundane anymore and it does become exciting, but that's truly horrific and scary. And just like, even like the Will Poulter plays like one of the guy in charge, and he's like, oh fuck, I'm fucked in the head. Like there was an explosion and it really rattled my brain. I really don't know what we meant to do here. Then no one's sending help. We can't go out there just shooting because we're probably going to die if we do that. I'm not sure what to do. And just like, you just think, ugh, why are you there then? Like, why are you guys there? I understand there must be some useful reason for America to have Navy SEALs in these sort of desolate towns in Iraq, surrounded by hundreds of people that want to kill them. But it just, you do get the sense of like, you should not be there. This is not the place for you. You're not wanted there. No one wants you there at all. Just, it's not a good situation for you, even if you're Navy SEALs. Now, it's really interesting that Alex Garland did this, because last year he did a film called Civil War, which everyone thought was going to be this super politically slanted movie where he, would show us how a civil war might go and why a civil war might happen. But it really didn't end up being about that at all. It was mostly just a photojournalism film and the ethics of what you should and shouldn't take photos of in war situations. This film, Warfare, is the film that I kind of wanted Civil War to be, almost. Just a very realistic look on what happens when you're in a situation in modern warfare. Like, this is what it's like here. They do a thing called show of force, which is really interesting. So it's like, it's something to, I guess, scare the enemy, the Iraqi enemy here in this instance. They call in, like, can you send a show of force? And a show of force is basically where a jet flies at like 200 miles per hour really close to the ground, and dust flies about everywhere, and it's really loud and everything shakes. And it's like, that is pretty scary. That is definitely a show of force. Just like, yeah, your jet fighters can fly really low to the ground and they're very loud. So that was really, and it happened a couple of times in the movie, and it really does shake. Like, the cinema sort of rattled when that happened. I feel like the sound design, the artillery, everything felt more real than other war films that I've seen. Ray Mendoza, who's the other director of this, I believe it's kind of his baby in some sense. Um, I think potentially he's got history in the Navy SEALs, which is probably one of the reasons why it feels so realistic. But yeah, really, really wonderful film. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was tough. Like by the end, I kind of sat there, sort of as if a grenade had just hit me, and I was just like, "Whoa, man, my brain is rattled." Like that was a tough film to watch. It was I didn't know who to root for. It wasn't even a sort of movie where you need to root for people. It was just, ugh, this is a horrible situation. Don't be there next time, please. Don't let there be a next time. In other words, so yeah, that's is what I thought of the film Warfare. Please let me know what you thought of the film Warfare because I'd love to know. Just let me know in the comments below, and and tell me, did you think it looked realistic, or did you think it was just like any other war film? Please let me know. I'm dying to know.